Hello, hello. All right, I'm trying a brand new format tonight again with my lives. We're going to see how this one works. I've been having a little trouble getting my video seen, so it was suggested that I changed my format, which I'm doing tonight. Hopefully this will be better than it worked out the last time. But thank you for joining me. If you don't know me, I am Susan Tapley, and I am a designer with Couture. I'm a team leader, and I'm so excited to do some craft projects with you tonight. So this is going to be part one of two different nights of the same project. So tonight we're going to do the basic porch sign or porch leaner, depending on where you live. They call it different things. Let me share this to one place before I go any further. Sorry about this. Thought I was already, but you never know. I can see that I have someone watching, but I don't see it streaming to my VIP group. So let me just pull those guys in. There we are. So there we go. Okay. So anyway, hello. Let's see. I see Cindy there. Hi, Cindy. There you are. I'm seeing things on my iPad before I'm seeing it on my computer for some reason. So today I went to the hardware store and I bought a piece of lumber. By the way, if you are in the market for lumber, just so you know, prices have gone up considerably, which is one of the reasons I've kind of hesitated about doing a workshop with this, because it is crazy, but it's life right now, and it is what it is. And we gotta have porch leaners, right? So this is a 1 by 10. It is 48 inches long. Oops, sorry. So it's a little bit, about a foot and a couple inches shorter than I am. But this is something that you can lean against your house. However, I do recommend that you put some kind of a hook on it, some way that you can attach it to your house so that when you have a windy day, it doesn't blow away. So what we're going to do is we are going to use our transfers to make a welcome sign. And this is a really cool welcome sign because, as you know, welcome is spelled W-E-L-C-O-M-E. You can use the O if you want to. There's no reason you can't. But you can also slip in a different icon for different holidays and seasons. So tonight we're going to do our basic sign that we are going to come back tomorrow, and we're going to add some additional pieces that you can add in place of your O. So just so you know what I mean, here's the letters. We start with W, of course, and we're just going to spread these out over our board. W-E-L-C. Now here's the O, and I'm actually going to do this on a different surface. So that, hi Charlene. So that, that's so weird. I saw her comment and then it was gone. Ah! So that I have the M and I also have the E. If I don't say hello to you guys, I'm so sorry, but I don't know why this is working like it is, but it is. So we've also got our welcome with an E. So this one also comes with a cute little chicken. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have any chickens. I like chickens. They're delicious. They make awesome eggs. But what you can do, instead of your O, you can put your chicken there. So we have W-E-L-C-O-C, chicken M-E, welcome, with a chicken on top. I'm sorry, I wish you could see this a little bit better. We're not going to be using the chicken tonight. We're going to save that for another day. But we are going to do the letters for welcome. And then tomorrow we're going to come back and make a couple of icons that you can use in place of that O. We have a Christmas ornament. We have a sunrise or sunset. I'm not really sure which one it is. This one we're going to do tomorrow. We have mittens. We're going to save that for a little bit later in the year. We have a cool crab. I think we're going to do that one tomorrow. We have a maple leaf, perfect for Canadians or fall. We'll save that for later. And how about a paw print tomorrow? I love my dog, and I know, Charlene, you got a new dog. You'd love it. Cindy, you have a puppy in your life? I think you do. So gotta have paw prints. I have a cute little wreath. We're gonna do that one. I also have a it's a watering can full of flowers. I love that one. And we have a deer. Now, even if you're not a hunter, this could be dressed up for Christmas with a little red nose and a wreath around its neck so that it is adorable. Yes, you have the dog. That dog. This dog? So we're going to come and do those icons tomorrow, but today we're just going to work on the basic sign with the letters for welcome. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we're going to use a disc. I cut this today. We're going to use a disc in place of that O, but it's going to be in the place where the O will go with the O on it. You'll see what I mean when we get there. Are you ready? All right, so the first thing I want to do is lay this all out so that I have it pretty evenly spaced on the top and the bottom. So it should be fine if you place your transfers like they're touching or almost touching. You don't want them overlapping, of course, but sort of figure out your space. You want to have an even amount on the top and the bottom, and I'll move this as we go along so that we can put a little, I'm going to put a little decor on the, oh wow, that worked out almost perfectly. I'm going to put a little bit of buffalo plaid on the ends of these two to just jazz it up a little bit. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty simple. Now, I'm doing this sign in white because I was afraid that if I did it in a color like red, it would look funny on Easter. So I think I'm going to offer this project in white or black, depending on which you like. So I think the placement that we have is really good. But before I do that, I totally forgot that I wanted to wax this. I just finished painting this, and I used a sealer called Bin on it before I painted it. So it's pretty freshly done. I just did this afternoon. So I want to be sure that my transfers don't stick too tight to the board so that they pull up the paint and you have a big mess. So first of all, make sure that your surface is dry as much as you can. I was too excited to wait. I wanted to do this project today. So where is my wax? I know it's here somewhere. It's got to be here. I just put it on the table. Oh, there it is. No, it isn't. Here it is. So this is Surface Wax by Couture. It is available on my website. And there's a link in the description of this event, and the wax is in there. If you click on the link, everything that I'm going to be using tonight is available using that link, with the exception of the board, of course. And you can get your own. So I'm just going to take my wax and put a nice light coat on. I don't want it too heavy because that will create problems. So just a nice light coat all over the board. You don't have to worry too much about the edges because most things are going to be in the center. So the wax helps your transfers, your chalk actually stick a little bit better, but it also prevents your transfers from sticking too tightly and pulling up your paint. So I'm really especially careful doing this tonight because I don't want to pull my paint off my freshly painted board. So, what are you guys up to tonight? What's everybody doing? I'm just rubbing this in and buffing it a little bit. Some people think you should wait a few hours before you chalk on top of it. I haven't had any problems with it. Just remember, don't put it too thick. Shirley, do you have this transfer already, or do you have a dog? I know you have a dog. So this board looked beautifully perfect and flat when it was in the store, but I got it home and it's a little bit wonky. It's all good. It's all good. All right, let's try that again. W-E-L-C-O-M-E. Now remind me don't let me chalk the O. Don't let me do it. One time I was live and I was trying to spell harvest, I think, and I was going backwards and I almost spelled it wrong. I was talking about having regrets and regrets about that commercial with the guy who had the tattoo and it spelled wrong because somebody wasn't paying attention. Yes, Cindy, it is. And as I was doing that, I was talking and I almost spelled it wrong. So I'm going to turn the O upside down so I don't forget and accidentally chalk it. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the transfers from the backing sheet. And as always, I am going to write on the backs of these so that I know which transfer goes with which carrier sheet. It is Cindy. I love this one. I like the font a lot. It's a bit more meaty than the last one we had. You know what I mean? The other one had kind of like thin Ray Dunn-ish kind of lettering. I think this one's a little bit more substantial and it'll show a little bit further away than the other one did. That That one was cute too, though. They were both cute. Okay, let's try this again. Welcone. So all I'm really checking is to make sure that the distance from the bottom edge is about the same as the top edge. So we're a little bit, need to move it down just a little. Sign you up. You got it, babe. You got it. So I think, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if I should do them all in white or black and white. But I think the white's going to show up a little bit more. Okay, I think we're good. We're ready to go. So, yep, you can see me. And I'm going to remove the W from the carrier sheet just by rolling my thumb along the edge. And I always recommend you check to see how sticky they are. This one isn't horribly sticky, so I'm not really going to fuzz it this time. Breaking my own rules tonight. And I'm just centering it on this board. This is a 1x10 cut to 48 inches in case you wondered. And I had to have it cut. I had them cut at the store actually, which was made my husband pretty happy because he didn't have to take out the table saw, right? That is a one tool that I am not comfortable using on my own. I don't know why. I'm just afraid of that blade. Silly old me. Okay, so did you guys see my post earlier today? We have a new product catalog coming out tomorrow. It's got the summer designs in it. Some really, really pretty things too. I'm just working my way down here. I do have some of these in stock, but if you are local to me, I am going to be offering workshops. I think it's the first weekend in May. Actually, it might be the second, actually. I have to check. Can't do it that first weekend. I feel like I'm going a little bit askew here, so let me straighten it up. Yep, they're not quite centered. It's going to take a little time to get it in the right spot, I think. Trying to keep them in the middle. Those are pretty good. Leave those. Remember my O, I'm not going to chalk that right now. Are you at the shop tomorrow? Tomorrow is Thursday. I don't have plans to be, but if you need something, I can meet you. I think I have one of your kits waiting for you. Come on now. Flatten out. Okay, if they're wonky a little bit, I'm okay with that. Just proves that it's made by love. Made with love by hand, right? Okay. It looks pretty good. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to go over these first of all with a squeegee and make sure they're down nice and tight because I don't want to have any bleeds. By the way, if you are using wax and you have a bleed, especially if you're working on something like wood, which is a porous surface, the wax actually makes your cleanup a lot easier if you have to do an emergency cleanup. Like you have to wash it off. If it's not waxed, it's pretty tough. But having a little bit of wax on there does help if you need to do a cleanup. So you're just going to rub that down. I'm not worried about rubbing down any of the teal other than the areas where the white's showing through because that's where the chalk's going to go through, of course. Put that down and the L. I'm just going to keep working my way down. Maybe I'll stop at the C and we'll chalk these first. So I'm going to use black for the lettering. I'm keeping it very, very neutral, like I said, so that we can add all different colors on the icons that replace the O, and nothing will look like it doesn't match if we do them all in neutrals. So we're going to do that first. So here is my black right here. By the way, if you are watching, thank you for hitting that tab for me. So that others can see what we're doing here too. So I'm going to give this a good stir. I'm still working with my older chalk paste, so it looks a little bit bumpy. It's actually not. It's just sort of like foamy textured, if that's the right word for it. But it works just fine. I'm going to add a little bit of water. This is distilled water. I bought a gallon of it, I don't know, a year or so ago. And I just add it to my spray bottle whenever I need to. But I was finding that my chalk paste started getting moldy, and it was because I was using tap water. So make sure you use your distilled water to thin it. If you need just a little bit thinned out, I would recommend you put it into something else, like a little dish or something, and adding tap water that way rather than spraying it directly, your tap water directly in. It's so funny. I know that you guys are saying hello and everything, and I'm so sorry if I'm missing saying hello back to you. But I can't read my iPad that far away. But I can see some of your comments, so keep them coming. Make sure you say hello if you're joining us. Okay, we're going to start down here with our W and work our way down to the C. So I'm just going to take a scoop of that chalk paste up, and I'm going to smooth it all over the open areas of the transfer. There's no need to cover the teal parts that don't have a silk screen in it. Doesn't really matter because it won't make a difference if you do, but you don't need to. So just kind of go over all of those open areas. I like to recommend using nice long smooth strokes if you can. If you are new, use more chalk paste than you think you need because you don't want it to dry on your transfer before you remove it. So you can see that I've got my whole W covered. Now I'm going to go back over it and scrape off all the excess paste and put it back into the jar. So there's very, very little waste. You don't need a ton of chalk paste on you. It's really surprising. Okay, so while this is still wet, I'm going to peel it off. Ta-da! That is it. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to start lining up my transfers on the side of my table here. I'm going to tip it so you can see it a little bit better. But doesn't that look perfect? I love it. Annie, it's going to be fun. It will be really fun. I can't wait to. I'm really excited about all the different icons that we have too. And if you happen to have the set that we had last time, we had another welcome sign before. I believe those icons will also fit in place of the O. They look a little bit larger, so I'm going to give myself a little breathing room around that O area. Okay. There we go. All right. Peel the E. Oh, yeah. This you're going to be able to see from the street, don't you think? Okay, let's move along to the L. How many of you guys have one of these already? Did anybody already have a porch sign, a porch leaner? Depends where you live, they call them different things. Porch sitters, I've heard. There's our L. Oh, I need a lot of room here. Gonna be a lot of cleanup tonight, isn't there? And the C. So this is actually not paint at all. If you guys are new, I'm using something called Chalkology paste, which is a creamy form of chalk. It goes on wet, dries hard in just a matter of minutes. If I was using this on something that wasn't porous, but this is, when you wanted to change out the design, you just spray some water on it and give it a good scrub and it comes right off. This one, because it's going to be outdoors, I do recommend that you have it under like an awning or some sort of overhang so that it's not getting poured on all the time. And I also recommend that you put a couple light coats, a very light coats of a spray sealer, just so that you don't have any mishaps with it. There we go, there's our C. The harvest one, I love that one. That was one of my favorites. It's a beautiful one. Okay, so are these stuck down? Yeah, they are. I'm going to tip it up for you so you can see all that we've done so far. Oops, wrong way. we go. Doesn't that look nice? Do you know how long that would take you to do by hand? Forget about it. Okay, so we're going to move down and work on our M. Remember, we're skipping the O for now, so I'm just going to put that aside. We are going to do the O. In case you have a time when you don't really have exactly what you need for the season or whatever, you can still use the O. And if you don't want to do the icons, you can just do the O on here. You can do so many things with these. I've seen people add textures to the backgrounds. I'm trying to keep it pretty simple though. The harvest one, Cindy, did I tell you that you can also spell Easter with that? I know it's a little late in the year, but you can. Get these down nice and tight. I thought it was. Good thing I checked it. Okay, we're good. And we'll do the M next. Okay, it's all covered. Now scrape it off. Okay, let's peel that back. There's our M. Now, one more, and then we're going to work on that O. Ooh. All right. So yeah, I took my little dog with me to Home Depot this morning. And she got a little freaked out because they have this floor cleaning thing that looks like a Zamboni. And she didn't know what to make of that. She's a good girl though. Ta-da! Looks great. Love, love, love it. I wish I could show you this thing all at once, but let me stand back as far as I can. And there you go. Okay, so we left that spot for the O, and I'm going to show you what I have for that. Some of the icons that I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to use cutouts that I made. And we also have something new, which I didn't put in the link. We have some wooden cutouts of circles and squares. They're called Simple Shapes. This is very much like one, but I cut this one myself because I left mine at my shop. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that right here. It matches the background. And I'm going to chalk the O on top of it. And then I'll be able to move it whenever I need to. What I need to figure out is which side that shadow goes on. I think it's that side. So I think I'm going to move my sign aside while I do this so I don't put my hand through it, which is very likely to happen, for me anyway. So we'll take out that O and the surface. You know how hard it is to cut a perfect circle? Just let me tell you about that. I'm going to throw a little bit of wax on here too. Again, I just painted this afternoon. I'm so sorry I can't read your comments from this far away. I will go back later and look at them. I don't know why it's not updating on my computer, but I can see that you guys are there and talking, so thank you for joining me tonight. Okay, so let's peel that O off and we'll put it right in the center. Let's see. Sometimes you have to play with this a little bit. I'm actually going to rub it down and hold it up to the light, see if it's in the right spot, and it isn't quite there. I also have a light box that helps with this, but you can use a window or just your regular light, whatever you got. This does not want to go in the center. All right, let me try it this way. That's pretty good. Okay. I'm not a perfectionist. It's pretty close. If it's not in the right spot, it's okay. If it's in a bad spot, I can always flip it over and put another one on the other side, right? Okay, here we go. Chalk paste. So I am going to decorate the ends of my boards, the top and the bottom, tonight. So it'll be all ready for tomorrow when we do our other pieces. I figured we'd do some summer things. I'm already ready for summer. Spring just got here, right? I'm never happy with what we have. Okay. There we go. And peel and reveal is always the best part, right? Thank you, Carolyn. Okay, here we go. There's our O. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to dry this up a little bit. I use a heat tool. This one I've had forever. I used to use it for scrapbooking and card making. Mostly, hi Karen! Mostly I use this for drying chalk now or drying paint. I have a brand new one up at my shop that is Couture branded. It's a little less hot than this one, so you're not going to burn your paste. You can actually burn your chalk paste or your fingers with these. But you want to use a nice quick hand while you're doing this. Keep it moving or you will actually watch your chalk bubble. So keep it moving, and as I said, the one that I have at my shop is not as hot as this, so it's much safer to use with your paste, your paint, your hands, your tablecloth, anything that could melt. Be much safer. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you. See that? It's dry already. So you ask, how am I going to get this O on the board? That is the question. So what we're going to do is, how did I get it all over my table? I don't know. Let's put this back up here. This should be dry already. And what we're going to do is put the O like so, right there. And I'm going to hold it there with some Velcro. The miracle sticky stuff. You could also use magnets. I actually looked at some at Home Depot today, but you know how when you put two magnets together, there's a word for it, but they fight each other, and I couldn't figure out if I had the right kinds of magnets. So I said, I'll just do the Velcro. It's worked for other projects. So I'm going to cut a bit of this off. And this is the male version of this. It's got the stiffer loopy side to it. And I'm going to put that right about in the middle underneath the O. So it's got a tape that you peel off the back. And it's sticky. So that's going to go right about here on my board. And I'm trying to put it right about in the center so that all of my other icons that I'm going to put on here will stick in the same place. So the best way to put the next one on is to cut another strip of the female Velcro, which is the soft fuzzy side of it, and peel it off like you did before. For some people, this is the hardest part, is peeling off that little piece of plastic on the back. And I'm going to pop it right on top of the Velcro that's already on there. Then I'm going to place my O on top of that. A little dust on there. And you got to make sure that's in the right place. You got one shot at this. That looks pretty good. Right about there. And it should stay. We'll test it. There we go. So, if you're stepping back and looking at this, you're never going to know that you can take that off and change it with something else. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow night. We're going to make some other things that we can put on top of the, instead of the O, I should say. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my mini buffalo plaid. You guys know I love my mini buffalo plaid. I use this all the time. And I am going to introduce another color up at the top. Don't get too excited because it's not a bright color. It is also a neutral. And the color is called Storm. It's a gray color, and I think that'll be perfect for this project. So let's open this up and check our chalk. You want to always remember to stir up the chalk before you use it and make sure that all of the pigments and the oils are all incorporated. Getting a little low in this jar. And if it is too thick, you want to add just a little bit at a time of distilled water. That looks pretty good though. Okay, how many of you guys are going to join me tomorrow night to see what else we can make with this transfer? Who's going to be joining me? All right, so I want to try to use kind of the same number of rows at the top of buffalo plaid as I do at the bottom. So we're going to be real careful about this. And I'm just going to peel back the transfer some and slide my board into it. So I'm thinking maybe like 4, let's see if I can do 5 rows. That's kind of a little close. I'm going to do 4 rows of plaid. And it's pretty easy to line this up because of the sides with the straight lines in it. Makes it pretty easy to line it up, make sure that it's straight too. So we're going to rub this down nice and tight. I have used this transfer, I don't know how many times, a lot. Sorry, I'm out of your view just a little bit. Let me move. Me. Okay. I feel like it wants to stick very tightly. What is going on with this? Let me try another side. I might have used up all the stickiness over there. Actually, this transfer is getting worn out, I think. Oh no! Let's see if we can make it work. It's feeling a little bit worn out. Not much stick left. So, I'm going to be really careful and do it anyway. But you can use any design transfer on the top that you want to. I just like the fact that there's a little bit of texture on here. I know, I think I wore out my buffalo plaid, you guys. Alright, I'm just going to start in the center. Yeah, you guys are coming back tomorrow. That'd be awesome. That'll be really fun. Alright, so I'm hoping that the chalk helps it stick down tight because it is really not very sticky. There's a few transfers that I've had over the years that I have worn out. A buffalo plaid, we had a larger buffalo plaid that I use a lot too. And probably my vintage truck that I just retired. And my vintage truck I bought 3.5 years ago. It was the first transfer I ever worked with. And it finally wore out. I don't know how many trucks I've made over the years with that. You guys might have seen me using that on here all the time. And in my classes and kinds of things. Okay. We are almost done up here. Let's scrape off the excess. I think that helps making it stick a little better. Okay. All right, let's peel that up. I think this is going to look really cool. Just up at that. Yeah, I like it. What do you think? I'll pick it up so you can see it better. See how much that added to this? Eek. So, let me do the bottom. I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. Find another not sticky spot. And we did 4 rows, I think. Right? Yeah, I think 5 would have been a little too much. This is upside down. It's so not sticky that I had it on upside down and didn't realize it. Yikes. Yikes. Looks like I'm going to have to order a new one. Okay. Oh, thank you guys. So yeah, if you guys are local to me, make sure that you are in my VIP group. Write VIP in the comments if you are not, because this is going to be a workshop in May. Okay. Here we go. I should probably tell you where I'm from so you'll know if you're local to me. I live in a town called Agawam, Massachusetts, which is just outside of Springfield, about 20 minutes north of Hartford. So So if you are local to me, be sure to get in my VIP group so that I can invite you to all of my local events. Lots of cool things coming up. I've been spending a lot of time working on my spring and summer calendar with projects like this one coming up and lots more. Lots of good things. All the good things. Okay. So one of the things I noticed about this buffalo plaid is that it never comes out perfect. I think it's just made that way, and I'm okay with it. If I wanted perfect, I could buy one at Walmart. No, not really. Probably not like this, right? I'm running out of counter space to put things on. All right, so let's hold this up again so you can see it all together. So cute. Now think about this. 4th of July, you can put a red, white, and blue ribbon around the top. Adorable. And there's our bottom. Love it. Love, love, love it. You need that buffalo plaid. I think I need a new one, Charlene. I think I do. Mine is cooked. Let's dry this up a little bit. And as I said, it dries really, really quickly. I just don't want to take any chances and put my hand through it. That is the way I roll. With the top too, but it's probably already dry. Alright. So cute! Alright guys. So, here's the deal. I'm going to be live tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We are going to make the pieces that, some of the pieces that go with this, such as the, I'll show you again, some of you missed it. We're not making all these, I'll tell you the ones we are though. This is the maple leaf that you can put in place of your O, right there. Get it? This is mittens, we're not doing that one tomorrow though. We're not doing the Christmas ornament, but we have one. We're not doing the reindeer, but there is one. All the ones that I'm showing you are on one transfer, by the way. We will do this one in place of our O. How cute will that be? Why does it look funny from that angle? Probably because it should be this way, right? Let's change it. Okay. So we have our flower pot. We're going to do that one. I have a little wreath. I think we're going to do that one. We're going to do the paw print for sure. What color do you think I should do that in? And we're going to do the crab. And then I have the either sunrise or sunset. We'll do that one too. Sound good? All right, so tomorrow night, I want you guys to come here 8 o'clock and SHARE the heck out of this, because if I have 20 shares, I'm going to give somebody a freebie. I'm going to send somebody Happy Mail, 20 shares tomorrow. So, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. If you had any questions for me that I missed, I will go right back. Carolyn, gotcha. I'll send you an invitation. What was I going to say? If you're watching this on replay, you can also hit that SHARE button too. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. Oh, if you had any questions in the comments, I will go back and look over them. My old eyes cannot see as far as my iPad is. And I'm sure that I'm missing quite a few on my news feed. So I'll be back tomorrow and I'll take a cool picture of this so you can see what it looks like all together. Thank you for sprinkling. I love that word. It sounds so much better than SHARE. So thank you for sprinkling. All right, we'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.